Have you ever wondered why, in a world so fraught with conflict, Switzerland remains unconquerable? It's a question that has puzzled historians, political analysts, and curious minds alike for centuries. To understand this enigma, we must first delve into the heart of Europe, to a country known for its picturesque mountains, delectable chocolates, and unparalleled timepieces, Switzerland. Nestled among the peaks of the Alps, this nation is not just geographically unique, but politically distinct as well. Its location, landlocked and surrounded by powerful nations, could have been a strategic disadvantage, but instead it has been turned into a strength, a fortress of solitude in the midst of a tumultuous continent. While Switzerland's geographical position plays a role in its invincibility, it's the country's steadfast commitment to neutrality that truly sets it apart. This isn't neutrality born out of fear or indecisiveness, but a conscious choice to uphold peace, a policy rooted in the very fabric of the Swiss Confederation. This commitment to peace is so profound that it has remained unshaken through the two most devastating world wars in human history. Switzerland's neutrality is not merely a policy but a principle deeply ingrained in the Swiss ethos. It is not an act of avoidance but an active stance of peacekeeping, a testament to the nation's integrity and resilience. This neutrality has not only shielded Switzerland from the ravages of war, but has also made it a safe haven for diplomatic negotiations, a mediator in international disputes, and a symbol of peace in a world often marred by violence. But how did this small nation come to adopt such a grand stance? How did it transform from a collection of disparate cantons into a unified, unconquerable fortress? And how has it managed to maintain its neutrality even when the world around it was at war? To answer these questions, we must journey back in time, tracing the country's evolution from its early beginnings to the present day. We must delve into the heart of this nation, understanding the spirit of its people, the strength of its institutions, and the unwavering commitment to peace that defines its identity. Join us as we unravel the story of Switzerland, the unconquerable nation. Our journey begins in the early 13th century, with the formation of the old Swiss Confederacy. In the heart of Europe, nestled amid towering Alps, lies an enigmatic nation, Switzerland. The birth of this unique country traces back to a pact forged between three Alpine cantons, Uri, Schwyz, and Unterwalden. This alliance, signed on a legendary August day in 1291, was the first step towards the formation of the Swiss Confederation. It was known as the Federal Charter, a treaty of mutual defense that aimed to maintain peace and order, protecting the cantons from external threats. The charter was a powerful testament to the unity and collective strength of these rural communities, marking the start of a journey towards becoming the unconquerable fortress we know today. But the path wasn't easy. The nascent confederacy had to navigate through a labyrinth of political intrigue, territorial disputes, and external invasions. Like a firm oak tree standing tall against a raging storm, the old Swiss Confederacy held its ground. Its foundation was rooted in the collective will of its people, their shared culture, and their unwavering determination to protect their homeland. It was this iron will that guided them through the tumultuous years of the 14th and 15th centuries as they expanded their territory, resisted foreign rule, and established their independence. Despite the odds, the Confederacy proved to be a formidable force. It was a beacon of hope in a continent torn by conflict, reflecting the resilience of a nation determined to hold on to its sovereignty. The Swiss Confederacy, born out of a simple pact between three Alpine cantons, had grown into a symbol of unity, strength, and independence. But the journey wasn't over. As the Confederacy evolved, it had to face new challenges and adapt to changing times. It had to learn to balance the interests of its diverse cantons, manage its relations with powerful neighbors, and navigate the treacherous waters of international politics. The foundation was set, but the path to becoming unconquerable was far from over. The 19th century marked a significant turning point for Switzerland, with the adoption of a policy that would define its future. This policy was neutrality, a concept that has become synonymous with Switzerland itself. In the year 1815, following the turmoil of the Napoleonic Wars, Switzerland made a strategic decision. The Swiss Federal Constitution was signed, formally establishing a policy of armed neutrality. It was a declaration to the world that Switzerland would not engage in any external conflicts or wars, but would maintain a strong military for the sake of self-defense. This decision was not taken lightly. It was a response to centuries of being caught in the crossfire of European power struggles and a desire to carve out a different path. The Swiss understood that their geographical location, nestled between major European powers, made them a potential battleground. The adoption of neutrality was a strategy to avoid this fate. But neutrality was not merely a policy, it was a commitment to a different kind of diplomacy. Switzerland chose to become a place for dialogue, for negotiation, for reconciliation. It opened its doors to international organizations, becoming a hub for global diplomacy. The international community recognized and respected this commitment. In 1820, the neutrality of Switzerland was formally acknowledged by the great powers of the time, including Austria, France, Great Britain, Prussia, and Russia. This recognition gave Switzerland a unique status in international relations and offered it a level of protection. Over the centuries, this policy of neutrality has served Switzerland well. It has allowed the country to avoid the devastation of wars, to maintain its sovereignty, and to focus on internal development. It has provided a stable environment for economic growth, attracting businesses and investors from around the world. But the path to neutrality was not always smooth. It required diplomatic finesse, military preparedness, and a commitment to peace. It demanded a balance between self-defense and non-aggression, between sovereignty and international cooperation. This neutrality policy was a game-changer, but was it the only factor making Switzerland unconquerable? As we delve deeper into the Swiss story, we'll see that there's more to it than just neutrality. The Swiss spirit and the Swiss fortress both played crucial roles in shaping this unconquerable nation. Switzerland is not just a peaceful nation, but also a fortress that is virtually impregnable. This is a statement that rings true on multiple fronts, particularly when considering the geographical advantages that this nation enjoys. To begin, let's take a look at the topography of Switzerland. With the Alps covering nearly 2/3 of the country's total land area, Switzerland is a nation that is largely defined by its mountainous terrain. These towering mountains with their rugged peaks and treacherous slopes present a formidable natural barrier to any would-be invaders. Navigating through such terrain is not only challenging, but also strategically disadvantageous, as it leaves the invading force vulnerable to attacks from the high ground. In addition to the mountains, Switzerland's location in the heart of Europe also contributes to its defensibility. It is bordered by 5 countries: France, Germany, Italy, Austria, and Liechtenstein, each with their own political and military dynamics. This means that any attempt to invade Switzerland would likely involve crossing the territory of at least one other country, complicating the logistics and potentially drawing other nations into the conflict. Even if an invading force were to overcome these obstacles, they would still have to contend with the Swiss military strategy of total defense. This strategy, which has been in place since the Second World War, involves the mobilization of the entire Swiss population in the event of an invasion. Every able-bodied Swiss citizen is required to undergo military training and is ready to defend their homeland if the need arises. Furthermore, Switzerland's infrastructure is designed with defense in mind. Key bridges, tunnels, and roads can be quickly and easily destroyed to hinder an invading force, while a network of hidden bunkers and fortifications provides shelter and strategic positions for the Swiss military. Switzerland's geographical fortress and neutrality policy form a formidable defense. But there's one more piece to this puzzle. We'll delve into that in the next segment. The final element to Switzerland's unconquerable status lies in the spirit of its people. In the heart of Europe, amid the towering Alps, lies a nation that is a testament to the remarkable power of unity, peace, and democracy: Switzerland. This small but mighty country is not just home to breathtaking landscapes and mouth-watering chocolates, but also to a population that is fiercely committed to preserving their land and their values. The Swiss people are known for their steadfast commitment to peace. This commitment is not merely a policy, but a deep-seated belief that reverberates through the mountains and valleys of this alpine nation. It's a commitment that has held strong for centuries, shaping the nation's identity and its interactions on the global stage. Yet this commitment to peace does not imply passivity. The Swiss are ready to defend their land should the need arise. Every Swiss man undergoes mandatory military service, reinforcing a strong sense of national identity and collective responsibility. The Swiss citizen soldier is a symbol of this readiness, a manifestation of a people united in their resolve to protect their homeland. Democracy is another cornerstone of the Swiss spirit. The Swiss take pride in their direct democracy, where every citizen has a direct say in the country's affairs. This democratic spirit is more than just a political system. It's a reflection of the Swiss belief in the power of collective decision-making, in the equal value of every voice. Unity is the binding thread that weaves this Swiss spirit together. Despite diverse languages and cultures, the Swiss stand united, their differences only strengthening their resolve. This unity is not forced, but a conscious choice, a testament to their commitment to coexistence and mutual respect. The combination of geographical advantage, neutrality policy, and the indomitable spirit of its people makes Switzerland the unconquerable nation that it is today.